well from the verbal assault, and I didn't eat for a day. When I showed up, they banned me. Instead of addressing the religious and racial discrimination policy that they said they kicked people out, at least 15 people. I got banned for life because I just couldn't take it anymore, the verbal assault. How it's making my body do all types of weird stuff, paralyzing me and whatnot. And I can't say the name of Jesus Christ. And what's it called? I had to be exited. Luckily, again, I got the Greyhound ticket. I knew when I made it to Royal Oak that something was going to happen for the changes in Michigan and for awareness on the issue. And I just knew something was going to happen, and I got the ticket out of Michigan to Nevada, paid for it, when I went here to church. So thank God, seriously. So they keep playing cover-up games because the entrapment group entraps people. Let that sink in. Like, they don't go up to people, as I've explained from experience, and say, hey, I'm a federal sting operation entrapment agent, part of a team that's getting paid to entrap you and a couple other people. In about a year, we're going to sell you guns, girls, drugs, whatever, and then you're going to go to federal prison for 8 to 11 years. Or change your life around and go to school for a trade and get a job. I swear to God, that person would change their life around. Instead of wasting a year of resources trying to set up an individual to acts of terrorism. Come on, man. So are you pro or anti non-consensual microchip injections in 2026? Make a decision right now. And then that goes down to children. Do you consent to non-consensual microchip injections of children? Nanotechnology. The mark of the beast on the forehead or the hand. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. It's better to be thrown into the sea than to hurt the little ones of Jesus Christ. The international movement that the 2013 Joint Coalition Task Force Shaquille O'Neal entrapment in Cleveland, I'm a direct victim of. FBI lied about, the news lied about. Just ask me what happened. What's it called? Little known fact in history. Who bought Detroit and Cleveland? What's it called? As was discussed by someone in the room just now, they did not need to set up that movement the way they did. They didn't need to mark everyone that was a part of the international movement as on terrorist watch list, an FBI terrorist watch list, because they entrapped a group of people to terrorism charges. That they wouldn't have done that if they didn't entrap them. Now the entire international movement gets set up and shut down because Joint Coalition Task Force decided to be funded to do that. If that didn't happen, there would have been the Joint Coalition Task Force monitoring the international movement to this day. Yet in every single city, there would have been a grassroots, local, state, and federal presence that was actively practicing, I would say, direct democracy as its basis. Yeah, they had no leadership because of, from what my knowledge, I found out it was a Blumenthal setup. There was a sting operation entrapment of free thinking and radicals that would overthrow the government or the Joint Coalition Task Force that set them up, that took over every city that they set up. And then the victims that they monitored through the federal sting operation entrapment federal watch list, they started making income off that individual's family, monitoring that individual. I found out, don't do 3 things. Don't get involved in buying and selling illegal guns. If someone approaches you about sex trafficking, don't get involved. If someone approaches you about illegal drugs, don't get involved. And then all those agents, they can't pin nothing on you. You have to keep your nose clean because they'll pin it on you, man. Now, with that said, that's what it comes down to, man. Who bought Detroit and Cleveland recession houses after 2013? I could have went along with the plot. Again, Infraguard was founded in Cleveland, Ohio in 1994, division of the FBI. The cars, the street theater actors, all that. 1994. In Cleveland, Ohio. So try to do independent security work in Cleveland, Ohio, independent contract, without having to deal with Infraguard in Cleveland. It's impossible. And then members of Infraguard, like what they did to me, illegally microchip homeless people at college parties, corona injections, whatever, and make the person an Infraguard human traffic victim or a foot soldier. And that's their version of independent security. Members of private funded PSYOP Infraguard from Cleveland, Ohio, related to Joint Coalition Task Force's Shaquille Azir 2013 sting operation entrapment of May 2013, Cleveland, Ohio. In relation to all this, to Operation Paperclip, the Nazi invasion of America, after the creation of the CIA. So, it's not if you choose to side with or against the Axis power. It's when you talk about Hamas and Israel, the conflict, and both deal with the CIA, and they both deal with Operation Paperclip, you're both Axis funded. Israel and Hamas. In that global conflict, since I had to bring that up. You're both funded by the CIA. That's Nazi funded. Like I said, if you choose to be for or against, that's none of my business. It's just understand what World War III is about. God forbid we ever get there. So when I get to Reno, I get documentation, then I'll put it on my social media, then everyone says, oh, he was not lying. We knew that. He got the documentation, so we have to talk about it now. And we can't knock anything that the bug person says or does because the person's chip. The person's microchip. How are you going to judge what they're saying and doing? Still. Quit playing games. Get that chip out that person. Because there's a girl in Washington, D.C. She's 40-something with kids. She found out she was microchipped in her ear since she was 10. The doctor said if they remove it, she could die. Because it's been messing with her heart rate and her nervous system for like 30 years. That if they pulled the microchip out, since it's been in there for like 30 years, she could die. You don't want to get to that point where it lobotomizes and then you're dependent on it. And then that one man, he had a tumor, cancer cells from a tumor, got the tumor removed. There was a microchip in the tumor. That's why he had cancer. And the United States Special Forces, the famous story, was acting crazy. He said he was chipped, found out he was chipped in his left ear. Because he was U.S. Special Forces, he found out where the frequency signal was coming from. It was coming from NATO, United Nations. U.S. Special Forces were bugged by NATO. Before he got it surgically removed. This is the real story, man. Like, we could bring him to Ohio or Michigan. Jesse Beltran, My Nexus. You need 10 people want to get scanned and pay for his lodging. And then he'll advertise it. You can advertise it. I heard he was coming to Detroit, my mother said. But then when I checked, I didn't see anything about his arrival in Detroit. All I know is he had a clinic. He traveled to in Arkansas, Indiana, New York, Tampa, Florida, I believe Texas. I don't know any other states offhand. Those states are obviously in the loop of what's going on. Okay, there's 3 people in the state of Connecticut, 1 person that are dead, that were chipped. 1 person appealed to the judge. and said, I'm microchipped, let me get scanned, pardon me of my crime, and let's get it removed. The judge denied him. His heart stopped. Then 2 people went missing in Connecticut that said they're chipped. And then you look at my desperate situation in Ohio. They made me leave the state. Michigan winner. Thank God I'm able to get out to Nevada. Yet people are still playing games in every city in Michigan. And the lesson is, start talking about it in the news, man. Because my kids are not getting shit. I'm working on shutting down the whole program. That's why they're killing me. And I'm going to do independent radio frequency detection scanning. Sliding fee scale. I'll travel to you. Once I get the chip removed and surgery. Excuse me, everyone in this room and in this building. Thank you for looking out for me. Thank you for being hospitable. I don't mean to waste any more time than I have been here. I literally have nowhere to go until the Greyhound in Detroit on Monday at 11:15 p.m. I'm trying to make it out of here. Royal Oak. My Wi-Fi calling app, after a certain amount of calls for like an hour or two, it stops working, and I'm trying to download a new one. I'm making the video documentary in between the call while I'm trying to re-download this app to make the calls. Because there's a dude out in Warren that said I could stay at his house if I do property maintenance. So I just say put me up for another day or two. If I could get an Uber out there. Well, here comes the smart bus again. Let's see what number this is. Not in service. That one went by. I didn't see which one that was. The other way. The entrapment group is honoring the misdiagnosis on purpose, the same misdiagnosis of the diagnosis that was created the same year the FBI was created. Not to mention what they used to do to those people. And what they still do. That's how they killed them, though. Because they have nothing to pin on me because they're all guilty. They don't deserve a job. They deserve to be fired. Tried in court. And yet they still keep getting away with it because I was a direct victim. Nobody knew that. So being a part of an international movement that was you're a direct entrapment victim of, that changed history. Everyone you meet, you change history with. Never underestimate how important you are in history. Ever. There's nothing glorious about that happening to you. Your life's over with. It's just if you're beginning to put electrical tape on your camera now, I've been doing that since 2012, 13. So I could talk to you about personal experience if you need some help. So, I said a few things on social media in case I died for a witness statement. So then when I got off probation in Ohio, I said, what am I going to do with all this social media now? Because there's so much that I'm just going to download the privacy data and delete it. Because I said everything I need to say to government. Or leave it up and then just travel state to state. And then everyone knows who you are because you just got to look up your name. You could call me or look up my full name and then just educate yourself about what's about to happen to you. Because you realize it was already happening. It's just you got to cross paths with people, right? And you got to get their families involved with you. So I educate your family. Are you pro or anti-microchipping? Non-consensual microchipping. That's the war. Now you find out there's a multi-billion, trillion-dollar microchipping industry in the United States. Then you find the government programs that through the FCC and the 3-panel cell towers and the satellites have a signal that they pay for to people they microchip. Non-consensual, including children. I'm an Ohio representative. Like, I'm not playing games. I'm changing the laws. Like, we're changing the laws. People are going to get fired. Or I'm going to die. With that, see, I tried to install it 3 times. Publicly, someone blames the entrapment group. What's it called? That's all it comes down to. You need to know what happened to Ohio and Michigan and the rest of the world. It's not if you supported the movement they shut down. It's not if you work for them. It's what happened. Because the movement they shut down, everyone was peaceful, man. Everyone. Engineers, doctors, everyone that I met, didn't deserve that. And what could have happened through that was something that needed to be there internationally, and they took it out. And I was a direct victim of the international setup through Cleveland, Ohio. And nobody knew about it because I left and I shut down. I stopped talking to everyone. I prayed to God and I said, what do? Don't get involved in sex trafficking. Don't get involved in drug dealing. Don't get involved in gun running. And they can't pin nothing on me. And then watch how stupid he looked. Really? You a government agent doing that. That's legal? Because why? Anyway, I can't do that. If I did that, I would go to jail. Because it's illegal. I didn't get to film the one that just went by the black ramp with the acceleration menacing with stalking, 3:09 p.m. Saturday, February 7th, 2026, Crook Avenue and 14 Mile Road, Michigan. If people feel threatened by putting my location on social media, I won't do it. I just need to keep this for legal documentation. Finally, I don't drink no more. Get out of this and talk about sometime soon. I've been here for I don't know how long. And luckily, with the blessing, I was granted some food. And let's see here. Drink and the ability to use the Wi-Fi. Went by. White Jeep, 3:11 p.m. Saturday, February 17, 2026. I'm gonna eat everything here. I can't say. I gotta say something like this. She'll say something like that, I guess. You know she won't, man. She was with her dude. I was told the car wash around here, they hired too, like, through the winter time. If I stayed local, if I wasn't leaving, I would get a job somewhere around here. Then they kicked me out that shelter. Got another one in the building. Physical binding, paralysis, tobacco. Good staring ass fuck. Just sitting right where the fuck I stare. Bro, that's why. You saw me naked. That's the only way you could do that move to me. It won't let me make a fucking move, man. You're gonna try to make me act erratic and shit. With physical binding with this. He's making me extremely uncomfortable on purpose to cause me to physically, like, I want to go in the bathroom. I want to get the fuck away from the individual, but he keeps staring at me. And binding my fucking shoulder. He doesn't give a fuck.